Obviously this one is still on the carcass. Look at that. Right by the head of the buffalo. That's actually the bosses of the horns you can see in the foreground there. Charles and Gary. Yeah, Professor, I thought you had the one at the Nyama. Here's the other one's Kujering Nyari still. And the other benefit of this, apart from being a spectacular view with the buffalo head and the lion's head together, is that we upwind. We can breathe. Whole different experience. Also keep in mind that we're now on infrared lights only, so Rory and myself looking at exactly what you're looking at. I'm looking in the direction of the lion. I can actually hear him. He chews every now and again, but it's quite close to us. But I'm looking at darkness. It's always quite an interesting experience. Well spotted. Roy just pointing out the stars above us. It is an absolutely clear sky. It's always difficult to show you, but I'll try and explain. It is a perfect night after the overcast weather we had. Obviously that little bit of rain we had last night would have cleared the skies even more. And it's very crisp. If I look ahead of us towards the south, I can see the 2 pointers, Alpha and Beta Centauri, closest star to the Earth, part of Alpha Centauri, apart from the Sun obviously. You can see Scorpio beautifully towards the west, halfway down towards the horizon. You can see some beautiful planets as well. Venus, and further up looks like Saturn. I need to go check up again which planets are where at the moment. It looks like Venus right by the head of Scorpio. Further up above us, Saturn, and just a beautiful sky. Yeah, just had a bit of a look there. It's Venus by Scorpio, and back sort of at the end of Sagittarius, which is my star sun, there's Saturn as well. Leo, of course, is set already. Beautiful evening out here. To be sitting this close to a lion, big male, king of the jungle. Also goes with lions. Big privilege to be. And of course, thank you for being with us. The buffalo looks almost peaceful. I'll put a little bit of light on him quickly just so that we can orientate ourselves. Great sighting. Let's see, he's listening. Now the other male that Charles is sitting with is a good 150 meters away by now. Maybe he's slowly deciding to head towards the water. We'll maybe see them there again later tonight. Also means that this male is by himself. Now obviously he doesn't have too much to fear. He's a big lion. He's big enough to take a buffalo like that down. He's certainly big enough to look after himself in the bush. But you never know. He might have a few hyenas suddenly sneaking up. What an amazing view. Look at the paw, how it's resting in the turn of that horn of the buffalo. Oh, the other one's roaring. Maybe this one's going to roar. This will be amazing. For me, that's always one of the highlights, one of the very special things to experience in the bush. There's a lion roaring, and you're close enough to feel it. It's amazing. Never ceases to be amazing. Very loud sound. Lions roar at about 110 decibels. Very powerful sound. This is for them to communicate with other lions, letting other lions know that they're around. So to keep males away from you, and also just to sort of put themselves in a position, or sort of announce their position, if you want, to other lions in the area. Again, you won't be able to hear it, but I can hear from where I'm sitting the action of him cutting into that skin. He's still eating into the neck area, and you can literally hear the cutting motion as those carnassial shears are cutting through the skin on the neck, obviously to open up the neck so you can get more into the meat. Oh, excuse me. We'll go a bit of a closer look just sort of at his head and his paw. I love it's almost like he's caressing the buffalo's head. Just look at that paw. Now again, just to give you a size perspective, keep in mind this is the bigger maned lion of the two, but not particularly the bigger one. The other one is definitely bigger, and especially in his legs and his paw. But even that, compare the size of the paw to that buffalo's horn, or the head of the buffalo. Keep in mind this is a fully grown, mature dagga boy, so a big bull, big enough that he's even sort of gone past his prime in the herd. But in terms of horns and skull size, he's a monster. And compare that to the size of the lion's paw, it gives an indication of just how big these things are. We're talking about two of the big five here, buffalo and lion. Depending on how you compare them and how you want to rate the big five,